My husband and I and our families attended many churches over the years. My husband was born Reformed, I was born Lutheran, so we attended Lutheran churches and Reformed and Baptist. And at one of those churches, I think it was way back in the Lutheran church, I heard a sermon on using your talent, that everyone is given a talent and you should use it to the best of your ability. And it hit me that what talent do I have? I have 4 kids. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't think I have a talent. I can teach Sunday school, but so. But it worked. It worked on me for a long, long time. That I thought, where is my talent? What is it? And then along the way, our minister and his wife became foster parents for babies through Lutheran Social Services. And we did a respite for them one time. And wow, that was fun because we already had 4 children and weren't going to have any more. So we looked into it and decided to be foster parents. And that was good. That was fun. But by the time the babies reached about 6 weeks old, they left to be adopted. So we did this for about 2.5 years or so, and then decided, let's switch over to Dane County because the babies stay longer and you can see them grow and develop. And so we did that, and wow, it was a whole new life. I learned so much through going to, some of the babies went through the Weissman Center, others had a lot of medical appointments, and each time I felt like I'm learning all this stuff, and I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, but I know a lot. And one day it dawned on me that maybe that's my talent, taking care of these children. I thought, okay, I'll go with it. I've loved babies forever. And I feel like, yes, God pushed me into it. He finally just gave me a little push and said, here you go. And we had some really loving families to work with. We had some not so loving families. And I think back to a time we had this 2 little kids. They were, I think, 2 and 4. The little boy had some intellectual problems, and the little girl was 2 and just a real spitfire of a baby. And the mom hated me. It wasn't my fault I had her kids, but she sure thought it was. And she was very demanding, very critical. And I got to the point where I thought, I don't know what to do, So I prayed about it. And I just, I said, God, maybe I'm not supposed to have these children. I don't know whether to quit, whether to just keep on doing it and put up with all this, but I just asked God to be there and do something. And oh my goodness, she had a change of heart. Like overnight, she decided I was her mom, and there was love there. And I often joke with friends, I don't know which is worse, being loved to death or hated, because it was smothering to be loved so much by this person. But, it worked out, and we had them, I think, I don't know, 1.5 years maybe, and then they went to live with a grandparent. They didn't go back to her. But I thought, God, you did a miracle to this woman overnight practically, and just because I prayed about it. I guess our latest miracle, and most of you at church know about that, when we had Lindsay, we took her at a month old and had her for almost a year. And after she was in the foster home 3 months, they diagnosed her with a malignant tumor on her liver. And it was devastating for me and for the parents. That the foster family that took her had also taken her baby sister. They were not quite 10 months apart. So they were already busy with the 2 babies, and then to have that diagnosis. So I just offered them all the help I could. I sat at the hospital with her. She went through 3 rounds of chemo, and was pretty sick through all that. And I would go and sit at the hospital with her when her parents couldn't be there, and helped out. And then after 3 rounds, they decided, the university hospital decided they could not do surgery here. It was too risky. So they sent her down to Chicago, to the Children's Hospital. And it really didn't look good. She hadn't been in on the meeting with the doctor, but she said it. People coming out of that meeting didn't look very happy or very positive, and I felt all we can do is pray for a miracle, and we did. And they took all that they needed to take of the tumor, and she recovered super well. It was a miracle. I mean, how many times would that happen? I mean, that you could take almost all your liver and still live. And she came back home here, and I look forward to the day I can bring her back to church and show everybody. Every time I see her, she's talking better, and she's very smart. So that's my miracle baby, and that's my miracle. And